Welcome back, friends, to map 2 of the 7-Eleven Game Time Anytime semifinals presented by the Gaming Stadium. We are headed over to Haven between TEAL and Project A. We just saw a pretty strong 12-6 victory, well, 13-6 victory over on Bind. I am honestly so focused, just like I was looking at the 7-Eleven app. I'm not gonna lie, during the break. I'm a little snacky, I'm a little hungry. So kind of looking at that. But for anyone watching at home, it is a 24/7 delivery app. If you are not going out trick-or-treating tonight, you can go get yourself some snacks from there. Download and try it. First 3 deliveries free, and you get a Slurpee. Sounds pretty fantastic, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're both starving right now, but thankfully, 7-Eleven yesterday did send me a bag of Doritos. I've been eating these, muting my mic whenever I'm not talking on stream, so, you know.
You say muted your mic. I can hear you from over here, but it's enough snack time from us. We're getting in to map 2, headed over to Haven. There's going to be, a lot of similarities here, but I'm looking at that Viper over with Flya.
Yeah, Viper on Haven's a really interesting choice. Way back, when Viper was not a good agent at all, this was the only map she was good on. This is even before Icebox was released. This is what is reminding me of, like, I don't know, September of 2020. But we haven't seen Viper since. So I'm curious to see what the big overall methodology, especially at defensive Viper, starting things off with Flya. Now, of course, Flya is a very good player, really good controller at that as well. We just haven't seen a Viper strat like this in a long time, so you're completely right, Sierra. This is the number one thing I want to focus on almost for the entirety of this game, just to see where these walls are going to go and what kind of, well, the lineups aren't going to be as interesting because they're pretty much generally the same between all the different Molly agents, but these Viper walls and what the one ways of the smokes are going to perform, even depending on where the Viper's pits can go, I think are going to be the number one apex factor about who can win out in this engagement.
Yeah, and I feel like we'll get an idea after the first couple of rounds at exactly what tricks Flya has up his sleeve for this and see how dominant it could be in this matchup. And if potentially the difference maker, the teams are pretty identical other than that, the difference being that Platinum is going to be playing Asov instead, so going for another shader over here. So it'll be interesting to see what difference its controller makes.
Yeah, I'm really curious, especially on the attack. The Viper walls have like limitless possibilities, but it can also be really limiting at the same time because you can't move the Viper wall back. But that Viper wall on the defense we talked about, going to be covering B and C main entrance, but not garage. That's important to note as the engagement starts off here. Larry Banks behind wall, but Cade already backing away.
3 of them over in garage, so, a little bit of engagement. We're going to back up, though. Look at, potentially, they got B, but they're just going to go on that long flank and just wrap right around over to A, completely open. The flank going to be a little bit of a trade, but at this point, TEAL has to rush right over to the site like a little herd of wolves here.
Like a bunch of trick-or-treaters.
Like a bunch of the little trick-or-treaters lining up to come to your door. They know you
little
got the
Charlie Brown
king-size
music.
candy bars. Yeah, exactly.
It's the Great Pumpkin!
Oh no. I don't know. We're going a little too far here. It's going to be a little difficult to push on to say here. Line of sight. Fletcher just holding that sight, being able to pop around, find 3 with this classic right click. Too strong. And now it's Cade fighting for his life all up in heaven by himself as the time is running out. Looking for a little cute little right click of his own. You're not the only one that can do that, but his time's running out and was no information, now has the information, but not much time to work with. Is able to take one more with him on the way out before ultimately falling.
Really good round from Project A again, but Platinum gonna fall as well. It's alright on a pistol round, I suppose. A little bit more economy in the side of Project A's pockets, though they're able to buy up here. TEAL, they have the option to either go for the buy up, or they can remain with their pistols and see if they can just hold the angles and maybe pick up weaponry off the dead people of the attack. But so far, Platinum with the Bulldog buy up here. Little bit extra. Oh, well, they were gonna go for it, but instead they're all gonna run and gun with the automatic classics. And looking like this could be an A round, and not a single person on TEAL team's holding this.
Instead, all those close angles, there's the classic, there's the shorties, all hold up over on C. plane. I got little rats in those corners waiting for someone to push them. Project A opting for a bit more of a default plane for information. They don't know that we know that everyone is holed up over on C, and they have not moved. Teal seem staying strong on C.
I have literally never seen a full 5-stack on Seaside before, especially one with so little movement as this. The entire block of C, all highlighted by the cone of visions of everybody, but by now there's been no movement on C. The full rotates in full effect. Spycam illustrates that nobody's on side of B, but the audio cues are probably heard from sewers. We can see that rotate slowly going into A, but was that the right call? I don't know.
Spike still over C long, and the rest of the team quietly coming out to join them. What could have been a fantastic situation for Teal Seam over on C site. Not going to happen this time around, as they left the site just before it got pushed. They're all over on A together, but C completely open now, and what they had in terms of advantage with those angles now completely lost, and so is the site. At least they have 5 for the retake, but they just don't have the weaponry to test this as much as they maybe like.
They don't have the positions anymore either, too. We saw the shorty set up as well, and the small corners perfect for a C-sided take.
Ooh, pushing out, Pam being able to find 2, but they're firing back. These classics not going to be put to rest, but it was just a little spur of hope. Fortunately, going to be extinguished with Fly going down, but being able to take 2 down with you on a full save is not too bad.
Not too bad, not too bad. There's still going to be some kind of discrepancies with the full buy me. Look at that, Larry Banks, 0 credits left. Full armor, though, and a Phantom to work with. Still not the best situation for Project A, though. They do have a broken buy here, even if they did win the last 2 rounds. But this is the round designed for Teal Team to bring it back. The full 5-stack didn't quite work out onto C. I don't think we're going to see that again until maybe the next pistol round.
And I'm so sad because that's actually where Project A ended up going as well. It could have been such a treat, but not this time around. They're going to be working towards mid, though. Little bit of information gained through Garage, seeing that they're soon tight, sitting outside of there.
I muted myself.
Kang said he muted himself. He sneezed. I heard it. No one else did. Apologies. You can't mute yourself like that, man. Cosmic Divide coming out on C. Going to be putting this to a better position. Cade going back on the wall. Playing around it so well. At least try and hold off. And look at that. You'll see with the Team Ace to be securing this round.
Beautiful Team Ace coming out there. Just the run and gun again that we're so used to from TLC, finally making an appearance from Bind now over to Haven. Really good display and a great showing of how much the weaponry means a lot to TLC's side. Again, that was a round designed for Project A to lose. They didn't have the same weaponry prestige as the other team did, but now it's going to be one of the closest even rounds we've seen so far. The only difference now is that there's a double sheriff in line. Camping those 2 points off from getting the ult, they're going to go for the Vandal instead. They might feel comfortable enough to get 1 orb, but still not enough to really confirm their way in knives just yet. But Project A, this is a default round. They're still waiting to find that aggression from TLC, and Campion's really trying to bait out a rotate from B.
Yeah, pushing up pretty far too. Yoshi up in the corner, just holding that angle, not moving, just daring Campion to peek him here. There it is, going to be called out by Sky, being forced to reposition, no longer having the power angle, but Project A going to be backing up. Looked towards Garage and said Bones is standing there waiting. Being able to take it out means Garage control is theirs. Push out onto site. Quick dash in. There is still 2 hiding in the back of the site. The line of sight going to make it a little more difficult to spot them out, and being able to hide around the corner from the Sova Dart nonetheless. Just hiding behind. Larry's able to hold off some pressure here. Even 3v3. Or 2v3 now. But look, Teal Seam holding it down. That attempt for the fast take there, not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, and I think you said it best, Sierra. The pressure that we're seeing Teal Team come in for these retakes, even as the spike is just only going to the ground before the post plan, has been so impressive to see. They're able to rotate so effectively and know relatively how to read into Project A and where they're going to rotate in from and where the positions are likely to be held. And we've seen some utility, but for the most part, a lot of it has been for the early and mid round. When it comes to actually being on side of a spike site, it's been mostly down to just gunfights that TEAL team are able to run away with.
Yeah, but fantastic use of utility last time around, or like hiding in the back of sight, getting them pushed on. But look at this. Right out of the way, an A short, Faya being able to deny any sort of A short push there. Just as they're scoring around the corner is going to be falling as well. That's going to be 3 for Faya with eyes on a 4th and A short. Spots him out, knows he's there. Potential here for the ace. The last 2 are holed up there. Look, Faya's looking for it.
Cypher in play though, Teddy. Holding an unorthodox angle.
Just holding the angle. Ready. Oh, holding the angle is going to deny Flya any opportunity at an ace, but going to be traded out just a second later, putting Fletcher in a situation against the world 3v1 situation. There is a gun over, and sure, you can try and help yourself out, but Bones is holding that as well. Ooh, looking away for half a second. Phantom in hand, not going to be quite enough.
Okay, though, still alive. Everyone else still alive as well. The spike never made its way onto the site. We were talking about how great the angles are being held from TEAL team, and what's a better example than Flya being able to solo hold both A sewers and also A long as well? Well, exactly that. Great work to be seen, and a welcome one as well. The snakebite didn't really do much other than kind of create more spacing issues for the wide swing on side of sewers. But these gunfights, it's something incredibly hard for Project A to match, and we're starting to see a common pattern from Bind to Haven.
Oh, definitely. Starting this round off, not any efforts towards mid, but instead looking towards fast towards A and pressure towards C long as well, as the Viper's Pit going to be going down for TEAL team to try and discourage any sort of C shenanigans.
Ooh, look at this setup.
Great information gained, but Cade holding that angle, going to be able to deny any A long push. Project A, yet again, on the back foot here. They do have possession of spike, but at this point, TEAL team can just spread themselves out, hold the angles, and just go for a retake.
Oh, so many issues with this push. Spycam takes first contact. Larry Banks still waiting on the other side. Into the Viper's Pit they may potentially have to go. C side is locked down completely. B might be the way to go. Tripwire right on the entryway. Viper wall playing off the contact of this trip being destroyed. It's going to be a fast rotate from both A and C to B. No matter what they do, this is a death trap on a stick for Project A.
It is, but it might be the only chance that they got here. So far, just waiting. But with the utility going up, means Tripwire is going to be broken and that push coming out just as fast as that Viper wall. Larry, though, already on site, being able to pop around and deny that spike plant with only 20 seconds left. Project A, a very difficult situation. Platinum is in the back of sight, but being caught out by Larry. Does at least find one. Here it is, only 10 seconds left. Almost impossible situation as the snakebite gonna make it even more impossible. Here it is, TEAL team cleaning that up.
Now I see why the Viper is out. On that C side, that was unbelievably impressive. So again, you have the Viper's Pit go down on C entrance and it covers in the garage. That means, realistically, for a team like Project A, that's incredibly hard to push into. But before you even think about going to garage, there's the spy cam playing for first contact, giving a full visual for someone like Larry Banks inside of garage up on top. So, Spycam goes down, they go in for the trade, that's another body for the side of TEAL team to take down. But the same case for B as well. We talked about the Viper's Wall into the trip, and then everybody else, it was all man-to-man contact on A long, which is where Project A might think is the safest way to go this round. But Larry Banks is already set up on side of A.
He's set up, but with a storm of people coming at him, it is a mostly safe. There is a couple specters to their name. Yoshi's able to find one. Yoshi as well. At this point, TEAL team denying any opportunity for Project A to try and push onto site, and Neurotheft going to even call out, make it even more difficult as the rotate coming around. Larry pushing up through short, gonna make it even more difficult, picking off another member of Project A. At this point, too, there's potential even flank or just the pure aggression into this A short. Here it is, 5-2 for TEAL team.
And it's not even like Project A don't know what they're doing, it's just that they don't have a response for all the adaptability TEAL team are doing. A lot of the time for a defensive round, we see one team start getting these strings of rounds and keep doing the same strategy. It allows the attacking team to kind of readapt around this basic strategy and find a way to take it over. But TEAL team have changed up what they want to do every single round, and it makes Project A start from scratch every single time on their own end. And when the sides eventually swap about halfway from now, there's no Viper for Project A to deal with here. And having the Viper in of itself is so unusual that it must be so difficult to adapt around.
Yeah, and so that seems to be right out of the gate. Fantastic decision on TEAL seems end here. Okay, a little aggressive in garage, going to be backing up. See a little bit of contact as Project A looking towards this mid, looking towards this garage. Bones getting a little antsy, just underscoring in the corner. Is going to be caught out. There is still two outside window, but Seeker's going to be able to call them out as well. Tipping Bones off that they have to be looking behind them, but Campion making some good progress himself over on C site, getting control of this site and just having to wait for the rest of the team to rotate with him as the Cosmic Divide coming out.
Oh, you talked about this. Bones not going to go for the flank. There's a tripwire in the way. Playing inside the Cosmic Divide onside of Garage instead. That's so good for the defense, but Bones goes down immediately.
Down immediately. TEAL seam. Yoshi does have knives, but that utility, the wall at least drops, but there's still Nebula to be denying this site as everyone looking at him. Updraft, gonna catch one out. Possibility here. Not able to confirm it onto Fletcher though, and Project A finally getting another round under their belt.
A lot of that had to do with TEAL team playing a little unusually aggressive towards B main there. I feel like Bones, they did have a lot of pressure towards the lurking side of B, but from there was not much information about the rotate. Cosmic Divide again proved to be huge for Project A. They were able to make their way funneled completely into C, and if you're on the defensive side on any part of C, playing in and out of that Cosmic Divide is so risky. But now, no longer in play, instead transfers over to pretty much TEAL team's own Astra. Curious to see what's going to be played into this round. Again, early frag comes by not once but twice all over.
Project A, we won a round. We're feeling good about ourselves. Two fantastic opening kills to really dictate the pace of this round. Getting those, especially the one over on B, means they can just push out right onto the site. Flya tries to cover a little bit of ground with that snake bite. Not going to be to any advantage, and they just have this locked down. The angles are covered. Cade's all by himself. 5v1. No flawless at least, and does get to pick up an ob, but 4v1 into a certain death trap, a save is going to be what's safe here.
Picking up the ob though. Really good option to be seen. Oh no. This tripwire might give them away. They're stuck in a corner now.
Oh, well, at least it doesn't look like they're hunting towards your direction quite yet, so it might
that
even
Cypher
just
might.
be a...
Oh no, he's taking on Heaven.
No. Yeah, he's over on Heaven. So, Cade, everyone's going towards A. Cade's going to be able to get out of here with his life and a nice little treat to go along with that. But Project A finding their groove to bring the score within one.
And you could definitely tell Project A wanted to go for the op as well. They've noticed it's missing, so they know at least one person's going to be playing the op on the defense, and that's most likely going to be Yoshi. So now Yoshi picking up the op. We've seen them hold down a lot of C, I believe, and also kind of transferring back and forth between C and A. Both of those really aggressive power positions, but it feels like Project A don't normally capitalize on pushing from those long aggressive angles either themselves. So Yoshi playing in sewers I think is the best option to go. It's forwards facing, it's aggressive, and it's good for the rotates after this opening engagement inside of mid that Project A love to go for on their defaults.
Oh, definitely. Just underscore in. She's a little aggressive, but Hunter's Fury for Platinum looking to create a little space over here. Will catch out one, forcing Larry Banks to be backing up a little bit into this corner. But Yoshi being able to at least hold down with this up to be denying Teddy in his tracks and get numbers advantage. Here it is, the little push out onto C. Fantastic angle. Neural theft as well. Gonna call out everybody. You know the whole team now is in C long, looking, trying to take this site. Snakebite coming out, but Fly is gonna be paying for that one with his life. The 3v3 situation controlling the site. The rotate is happening quickly. Cade pushing through garage with the spike coming down.
Cade, though, hiding inside the nebula, looking to push up. The regrowth in the way, can play off the contact there. One to go down.
Fantastic teamwork to play off of that and put into a situation 2v1. Teal team gonna be able to clean this up.
Good for the half at the very least. Teal team now 6-4 against Project A. Could very well be 2 more rounds into the half. Project A have made a bit of a comeback here. They're playing a little bit less aggressive towards the beginning of the round, and they're able to find these rotates and get onto the site more effectively. But big issue right now is that getting onto the site has been a huge difficulty for the attacking team. That's why this has been the only defuse we've seen so far this entire map. That being said, a little surprised we haven't seen that tac timeout come out yet. Maybe just both teams don't want to use those at all. But Campion, though, does have the knives. Gonna go for the aggressive play here against the team. Wonder what kind of pressure they can find onside of B, if they want to find any. But there is one hiding way behind inside of Gong onto the sides.
Information gain after Cosmic Divide coming out, split this map right in half. The blind through. They're all pushing out. Cade forced to be backing up to just play a little bit more of a passive angle, and the knives going to be able to find one here as the call been made. Go towards A. Over on B, Platinum's going to be able to catch one on this rotate, putting this even more in favor of Project A heading over to the site. But Larry Banks hiding over in sewers. Gonna at least try and even out this score, but only gonna be able to be good for 1. Site control means this could be a safe plan, but knives for Yoshi means he can pop out of heaven, but not quite able to make it happen. Project A looking to tie this up with only 1 round left before the swap.
Yoshi waited a long time to bring out those knives. I'm a little surprised, but they tried to play back and maybe pick up a weapon as well. Economically, though, things aren't looking that good for Teal Team. They are good for the half, but Project A can take advantage of the fact there's only nothing but marshals, and yeah, there's 1 Phantom and 1 Vandal on the side of Teal Team, but everybody else don't have that same liberty at all. And Project A, they can use this to get to a 6-6 half. If you remember on Bind, we didn't see a 6-6 half at all. It was Teal Team leading the way 7-5.
Being able to get any sort of advantage here, being able to bring this to a tie would be fantastic. But Flya looking to put that Viper's Pit down A to discourage any sort of push there, and Larry Banks being able to grab one as well. Made this into a difficult situation as a rotation. Looks like it might come out here though, just underscoring, trying to get somebody to push him in sewers before that happens.
Could very well happen.
It's dangerous, though. He does have the spike as the rest of the team rotating out here. But Bones catching one over on mid.
Really great rotate coming out from Teal's team here. Everyone else, where Bones was able to take down an enemy, all hiding inside B window. B may look like the way to go. There's a tripwire in the way along with a Viper wall. It's like a mini Cosmic Divide at all times almost. But looks like this might have to be the way to go. C has yet to be scouted out. Too much information and a Viper's Pit on side of A. The stars have gone down to make it look like a C-sided take, but that tripwire is still in the way, but it's not going to do anything. It's deactivated. Viper wall, though, going up at the nick of time. They push on to B. 20 seconds left onto the clock. A 4v3. Project A down a body. May try to rotate their way into C. Wait for the rotate. Nobody's around, but the Owl Drone coming down is going to give an audio cue along with the spike. And nobody's in garage, but no one's looking ahead at B main.
Ooh. Bones being able to peek, make his way through garage, be able to get one through midsection, try and be able to make this a very possible retake. Cosmic Divide coming out from Project A to be trying their best to be holding on to this. Fletcher, with that perfect knife angle, goes for it. From the front, though, hit the knife, but unable to get the kill. But I do love that we saw that. Little shout out to Vanity here. I think we might see a bit more of this on streams happening, but not going to be a kill, which means Teal Team will take this in a 7-5.
7-5 again. We've seen this scoreline before. Last time around, Teal Team took that scoreline and ran away with it. I think it was Project A on their own attack when the sides were swapped into the second half of Bind. They weren't able to really find a round until it was almost too late, almost towards match point for Teal Team last time around. It's not looking great this time. If Teal Team could take that lead and run away with it again, things are looking good. Core difference, though, again, it's going to fall onto the shoulders of Flya. They do have the unique Viper utility here. Wall's going to go down on side of A to only deny a little bit of sewers and CT side for A side. But again, that could just be a conditioning wall. Put it down every round. Always wondering if someone's going to push that way. Very little information. Spy cam placed deep, though, from the defense inside of A long. It's going to spot out at least one. Now, the rotate should be called here, but A's always a viable option with that Viper wall.
Yeah, there is at least one rotating back towards A, but Teddy going to be standing strong over on C, trying to jump around, trying to bait out a shot, trying to get any information. There it is, going to be catching them out as just underscoring, being able to pop onto the site. But as soon as they make a little bit of noise, they're just going to be backing up. They do still have that wall on A.
They do have that wall on A. B being posted up with bodies as well. Tripwire inside garage. All the bases, it seems, for Project A are covered. But again, playing off each other for B main may seem like a beneficial way to go. Instead, it's a split push. They're re-rotating back to C. The bodies are rotating over towards C, and they're on B, and there's an aggressive push-up as well from Astra. There's only one left. First contact again. The spy cam has moved towards the back of the site. They spot off one body. The rotate needs to be called once again.
3 bodies on A, having to run fast over to the site as Teddy's left by his lonesome to try and deny any sort of push here to no avail. Here it is. Out fast. Being able to be slowed down just a little bit is giving Project A the opportunity to try and push onto the site. Here it is, though, just underscoring all by himself. Spike hasn't been planted. Spike carrier killed in this 1v1 with only 10 seconds left. Right click, not going to be able to do it the first time, but second time. Just underscoring, being able to clutch out this round.
Really worrisome there, too. That looked like it was Teal Seam's round through and through by being able to rotate back and forth again, getting onto the site, and only catching out Teddy, who was on C by themselves. But that spy cam on top of the side of C was able to give so much early information about the re-rotate again. The Slurpee cam's going to highlight it as well. The pistol, classic right click, so effective at clearing everyone away. Was able to buy enough time for Project A to go from a map-wide rotate from A and B to C and hold down the fort. And that's going to be a common theme with Project A, holding all sorts of different angles with this Cypher U2 especially. Viper Wall's going to change again, though. Condition themselves to maybe have a C-side to take, but the early B plant's going to go down instead, and this is just going to be chaos.
Ooh, absolute chaos. The Spike ran onto site, trying to get it down right away, but Teddy was there, able to answer, and now Spike is down, and Project A just has to be holding onto this site. Nebula going to make it even more difficult to try and push out onto this, try and get control of this Spike. There it is, Campion with a repositioning, able to take another one out. This is a tricky one for Teal Seam. Bones does manage to find his way onto site, going to be able to take a kill down with him. Everything in his power to try and regain control of this round. Here it is, Fly able to find one, but to no avail. Project A tying it up.
Project A and retakes have been the way to go, it seems. It's only been 2 rounds, but so far they have been very clean and exemplary rounds as well. Teal Seam, they get onto the site, but that spike never goes into the ground. I'm not sure if it's whether hesitation or the immediate frags coming out from Project A's side, but no matter what you can conjure it up to be, each and every time Teal Seam, they're just not able to get that spike into the ground. And because of that, onto the first Chico round, Tuwage able to buy up in the light armor here, and has yet to be touched by this attacking side. I wonder now, there's a lot of aggressive angles being held, a gravity well as well to conjure up along with the shock darts. Not a lot of damage besides maybe some on the platinum there to early things on, but regrowth already comes down, healing up, at least Larry Banks, but looks like though Silva's not as lucky. I like Campion's angle though.
For sure. It's going to be called out, though, with the spy cam being forced to be backing up. It is going to be Sheriffs here for Seal, which is going to be a little difficult, but does get a good amount of damage onto Campion. A little bit of pressure still in A long. Teddy just jumping around, trying to bait somebody to take him on, but over in A short, progress going to be made. Teal Seam trying to rush out onto the side now. The rotates coming out. There's still two over on B. Guy forced up into heaven, but this has been a good round so far for Teal Seam, but a lot of efforts from Project A to deny them from even planting the spike in the first place.
That's true. 40 seconds left now. Fly is still holding behind the Radiant box. The bodies are melting away. Fly tries to stay alive, unable to do so. The Sheriff wielders fall. It's Project A that takes the lead all of a sudden. Beautiful to see. Project A now taking the lead. The retakes again has yet to be unmatched in Teal Team. They have the early game. They know what they need to do the mid game, but getting onto the site, it seems like all basis of strategy is seemingly lost. Project A come in and fall away everybody they can, whether it be from utility or just angles to be held. Teal Team, they don't have a response just yet.
Yeah, I feel like every round they're able to get onto a site. They get denied from planting the spike, denied from getting into a post-plant position, and it's just giving Project A every chance to get back into this game. And I mean, taking advantage going on here. Back into a bit more of a default for Teal Team, looking towards a mid. Is Teddy going to be playing aggressive yet again on top of this box, trying to catch someone out from poking too far into this, and is going to be able to find one. Neuro theft, but caught with your hands out, buddy. You're going to be going down for that. Seeker's coming out. Teal Team going to be storming out onto A. Is Champion on site, able to slow it down a little bit and get out with his life. Put this into an even 3v3 for the spike plant. They're already there, Project A. They don't have the site, but they're all there ready for this retake. They can push together out as a team.
Viper Wall is strong. Denies the line of sight, going from CT and even have inside. Guiding Light goes underway, but look at this, the immediate trade.
The immediate trade playing so well as a team, but Yoshi even better. Autumn in Hell, Phantom in hand, gonna put any stop to that. Teal Team not gonna let Project A get a lead for too long.
No, by no means. Teal Team, what they did was they dodged and weaved again for the rotates. It ended up on A, but they got the spike into the ground, and they played specifically for Project A to play for the retake themselves. They held aggressive angles. There were some inside Hell, there were some inside Graffiti, all making sure they could wait for Project A to push up all at once. And I think a big, large part of that factor was not only was Fly able to stay alive towards the end of the round, which normally they did, but they were able to play off their Viper utility. The wall came by, denied that line of sight, and now dodging this early util. Ooh, it's not gonna be too good. Plat not able to find too much use of their utility. Shock darts are now gone. Recon bolt not spotting much either, but Cam almost taken down. I think it was recalled. I'm not too sure.
It was recalled just in time. Platinum's unable to find it, and instead is going to be taking a bullet in the back as Neural Theft from Larry is going to be able to come out, reveal where the rest of Project A is hiding. And despite seeing 2 over on A, Teal Team looking to push towards C.
Let's see. Looking like an interesting prospect to go now. Nebula is up. Tuna Can. Fletcher could go. Look at all the space being denied. Yoshi with the knives.
Knives out onto site. Fly being able to follow up with 2 after. They have no fear over on C and able to take a very fast and flawless round here.
Those rotates find the opening pick, go away from that in case Project A love to rotate themselves. And that's one kind of weakness that Project A have right now. Their rotates are amazing once they are able to catch out the entirety of Teal Team, but if they don't play together as a team, if they were to stretch themselves out just a little bit thinner perhaps and maybe try to go for more lurking plays, they might be able to catch one off from Teal Team all the same to themselves, but so far we haven't quite seen that.
Definitely, and I mean, I feel like a lot of advantage was gained there when Larry was able to take that opening pick, the ult. All of a sudden, that just gives the window for Team to be running away with the round. Speaking of running away, Jet Dash onto the site, not going to create any space, so instead going to be falling as no shenanigans allowed over on C. Spike Carrier going down, but Larry Banks, fantastic little push through Garage to try and even out this score. Here it is, 2v2. The Sheriff round. Teddy, fantastic flank here. So close, unable to quite catch Cade out though. It's down to Platinum. Does have a Vandal, but the rotate's going to be called towards A, but he's already on that. He's headed right over there as well.
It's all done to Platinum now. No ult to be used. He used it at the beginning of the round. I sure bet he wishes he had it now. Is the Cosmic Divide going to come down and a 1v2? Could very well. But Platinum holding this angle, still waiting for the potential rotate to come by. It's not going to be the case. Everyone playing off site now.
He has the
Extra stars are used.
get a little bit of information. Look how little health Bones has there. It's a 2v1, almost a 1.5 though. Bones so little health and Platinum full, but Platinum doesn't quite know where they are. Nobody was called out by the recon dart. Here it is. Ooh, so patiently around the corner. Bones had the opportunity there. Waits a second longer, just flash him a moment later. Take it down for Teal Team.
I know that hesitation scared me for a second.
Right?
I really thought Platinum was going to swing around, just boom!
Definitely, my heart skipped a beat for a second. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, Bones didn't even stutter, not scared for a single second.
This goes here. Oh, this is a nice spot.
These rotates from Teal's team have just been back and forth, back and forth. Wherever the timer the round ends, it seems that's where the spike is dedicated to go. But double Cosmic Divide coming out here, it's going to be an interesting way of really formulating the round. Plus, Teal's team, they have a Viper's Pit to work with here too. A lot of post-plant utility, and Teal's team have adapted to get onto the site easier, but can't be. The aggression's going to make that more difficult.
Bones trying to push up through mid, but going to be caught out. Two looking to put their efforts towards garage instead. Just underscoring going to be backing up. Spike over in that direction as well. There's already two over on C site, and Teal Team at a disadvantage after that pick in the mid here. Yoshi tries to call one out. Viper wall going to deny some vision. Fly being able to make use of that. Here it is. Trying to get control of the site, but you're still lurking in the back though. Look at that. Getting two of them. Slow them down just in time to let Campion come and finish the job.
Project A are not going to be lying down on this one by no means. They want to stay into this game, and I think now starting to play a little bit slower again, really feeling the momentum of each round Teal Team's attack is bringing out has been a great benefit to them. They've won the majority of the rounds so far this half, but it's only by one. That's by how they're edging it out. I'm curious to see though. A lot of these rounds have kind of devolved into just pushing in and having gunfights from Teal Team's side, and while it's worked out pretty well, I'm curious to see when are these ults going to come into play. Early Trailblazer immediately getting opti-wiped by Campion. Great adaptation from Bones from what happened last round, but now the rotate's already been called. Platinum by themselves on A. They don't want to overextend too much and save their utility. They can play for the retake here, as B and C are already covered so much. Platinum can just be there for the audio cues.
Seekers coming out to gain a little bit more information on what could potentially be seen. And here it is. There's going to be a Cosmic Divide as well. You were wondering when we're going to see those ults. We are seeing all of them as the Viper Pit is going to drop as well. Going to be a full 5v5 retake, but with so many things in the way. There's a wall, there's a pit. It's going to be a difficult one for Project A, but these retakes have been good by them. Gonna try and
so many different colors.
So many different colors. Out of it in the corner, but Fly gets that, though. Owen's not as lucky over in the corner here. 3v3. Still out, just underscoring, trying to flash in, able to take down Flya and the pit to go along with it. But it's just Larry Banks by himself. And look, Platinum's holding that close angle. Not gaining any ground. There is a diffuse coming out. Knows where it is, but Fletcher is able to hold strong there. Going to be just in the nick of time with this defuse.
After all of that double Cosmic Divide, Viper's Pit comes down. A great retake from Project A, and frankly, a very, very devastating round for Teal Team there. So much ult utility was brought out at the end there, but a complete disrespect from Project A, ignoring the Viper's Pit, still pushing through onside of the connector there, able to ignore everything and take the gunfights as needed, and only less than a second left. That was almost a really good stall from Teal, but too little too late. The economy for each team not looking great. Whoever loses this round, Sierra, has to go for a save round on the 11th. That would force into match point.
So much utility over an A short to try and discourage anybody from pushing there. But it is more of a default for Teal Team this time around. Backing up through to A, not wanting anyone to be pushing up through A short, catch them off guard. Just underscoring a little bit more of an aggressive angle in garage.
Much more of an aggressive angle. A default in play for Teal Team's side. The Nebula is going to dissipate away. Platinum again holding towards heaven, has the Owl Drone in their possession. A huge setup towards C and B again. All of it is almost impossible to solo push into it. It's almost a bait to go into A. Project A know that their best retakes have always been on A site, and Teal seem they might feel pigeonholed into going to the site every single time to avoid the utility.
Yeah, and last time around they had all these ults to use on A and still weren't able to quite secure this round. But Project A still having 2 on site. Campion missing the first op shot through the smoke, repositions a little bit. Yoshi pushing out is going to be able to find that, get that opening pick as they are going to push fast onto site. Teddy tries to push through, but look at this Platinum power angle here, able to find 3 to even out this score. 2v2 in spike in the hand with only 15 seconds left in the half. In the round, they do get the spike planted at least. Gonna go 1v1. He's able to find that. Just has to stop, but look at that. Just underscoring the classic. Able to get a successful retake.
We talked about this, a devastating round again, pigeonholed into the retake there. Project A now at 11. Teal Seam are going to be forced to go into a save, especially with the op. I believe that was on Teal's side as well. That's going to be really difficult for Teal Seam to adjust around. They have no ults to work with. Very little in terms of economy, I believe. It looks like there are some bodies force buying up here. If we could see the scoreboard come up, yeah, so it is going to be a force buy. I don't agree with this, Sierra. I don't think this is a good idea. You force buy into a 11th round against your enemy team. If Teal Seam lose this round, we're going to be looking at map 3. That means match point Project A will only be facing up against a Teal Seam with just pistols.
You don't believe in the thrifty match point, but it could be a fun one to see them attempt. But if they win this round, not even something we have to think about or discuss at all. But I'm trying to get a little bit of information out through mid. Going to catch out at least one as Teddy looking to push up and be a little bit more aggressive in this angle, as a lot of noise being made outside of mid.
A lot of noise outside mid. No Cypher util inside garage. Could be seen as a weak spot if it were to go down already. Aggressive op angle being held though by Project A after picking it up last round towards long. Not great idea to push. Almost again. Coercing Teal Seam to push into garage. There's no one inside. There's no utility. The Seekers come by. The call has already been made. These defenders, they've found out where the attack's coming from.
And he's able to at least find 1-2 over that aggressive angle in mid. That's going to score and had the perfect opportunity to get more than one, but at least does take one down with him. And one is all he needed. There is still going to be a 4-3 advantage. Now a 3-1 advantage. Flya on site, not able to quite make it happen. And here it is, a terrible situation for Teal Seam. It's going to be match point for Project A, and they do not have the guns for this situation.
Oh no. Yeah, and the attack timeout comes out. I wonder if Teal Seam just realized their mistake. One positive though is that Flya does have the economy to build themselves up a little bit. Phantom and light armor. They are the top fragger. I would assume they keep it. The Jet, of course, can stick with the guns and maybe heavy armor if they can afford it as well. I'm sorry, not armor, the Blade Storm in heavy armor as well. So it's not the worst eco round, but given the weapons that we do see, nobody can effectively buy, of course, a rifle and full armor, but they could maybe buy full armor and maybe a weaker weapon like a Spectre, maybe a Marshal to combat against the op. There are still some options in Teal Seam's hands, but they've grossly run out over the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, but not all hope is lost. We did see over on Bind multiple rounds being thrifty, teams being able to win it with not the better gun. So Teal Seam has the possibility of making this work, but it's definitely going to be a little bit of an uphill battle. Try and bring this out to just secure this. You don't want to go to a map 3. You already have a map under your belt.
The Vandal comes down. Yoshi with the Blade Storm. Stingers and Spectres for the rest of the crew. There is a judge being held by Teddy for the extra disrespect for a fast push in the B, and that's a perfect read. The fast push in the B is something we see quite often with a Jet, especially going into an eco round. But it looks like right away, not too much. Tripwires are inside of B. Trailblazer caught down immediately inside Garage. Everyone's eyeing towards B, and look who's ready at the back. It's Fletcher.
Fletcher just chilling in the back of B, waiting for someone to push in. Yoshi has the potential to make a huge play happen here, bursting onto the site with the Blade Storm. If they can start getting an advantage, start picking up those guns, this round could shift really quickly. But Platinum already going to be leaving A to pop over there, but Bait, they're rotating out.
Oh no, there's a spy cam inside A long. It's not going to spot anyone inside of long, but what about the... Oh no, the Viper Orb into the Judge. Flya doesn't know what's coming next. This is an unorthodox angle. No one ever holds this, but no, there it goes. It was read perfectly. Yoshi's able to find one with the knives.
The flash coming out, that was such a huge angle for Teddy, but you can't do anything if you can't see. Unfortunately, unable to make that happen, and Teal Seam being able to get onto the site, have the spike be planted, but look at that, as soon as the Viper Pits gets dropped right after, but look at that, Teal Seam. They didn't have the guns, but they had that momentum. They had the pure aggression, and they're going to be bringing this one round away from putting this into overtime.
That was such a great read from Teal Seam, and it looked like, again, a perfect round defensively for Project A as well. Beautiful work, baiting out the utility towards B, expecting Project A to expect from Teal Seam that it was going to be a fast B plant, but no, instead the rotate comes by, and there was some information outside of A as well, but look at this, the same relative positions being held again, though better weaponry now for Teal Seam, possibly going to overtime now. Garage again, Trailblazer destroyed, utility on B main also gone except for the cam, but no contact just yet between the two teams.
My eyes are down. Cage triggered.
Rotates towards Garage. Astrostar could potentially block off any angles there. Justin looking to poke and prod their way up. The spike not on anyone's side of Teal Seam just yet, but Justin wants that opening pick. He knows one are nearby. He hears the gunshots. The recon spotting out too. Teddy's there for the pinch.
Teddy pushing up, not gonna be panning out that time around, gonna be taken down by Flya, and Project A being able to take this. They don't want to go into overtime here. Only 30 seconds left. Teal Seam has to make something happen. They have to do it fast, and it looks like it's going to be towards this B site. Pushing out fast. Platinum unable to be finding one with that angle, and Bones going to be emptying. Look at this. They're going to run through B. They're looking back towards A instead. Campion Platinum going to be falling. Fantastic. Fantastic push onto A here. Seekers as well. Going to make this even more difficult. Project A being able to be caught out. Yoshi, fantastic angle up in heaven. Look at that, just underscore, and had no clue what was coming his way. It's going to be Fletcher against the world. At least have a Spectre. Does have a Cosmic Divide to work with as well. But at this point, all angles are being watched. Teal Seam bringing this into an overtime.
Beautiful work from Teal Seam again, flipping this whole momentum and aggression they've been known for their attack on their heads.
Wow, this has been such a fantastic game between these two. And Teal Seam against the odds, playing out a match point on a save, being able to bring this into an overtime nonetheless. So close to bringing their way back into this and being able to take this in a 2-0. But Project A, whatever they can to hold this down. It's going to be Teal Seam now on the defense as a little bit more of defaulty positions and possibly a recon dart going towards A.
Hero up coming out from Yoshi as well. This opening recon bolt is going to spot the back of A site, and that might potentially find the op wielder as well. Defensive positions are still held again. Oh no, Cloudburst comes by. That's going to mean the rotate the sewers is unknown for these defenders. They may have rotated, but look at this aggression. Yoshi spots one, the barrel of a gun.
Oh, you can see him. You can't quite get him, not yet at least. But the self flash is going to be backing up here. This Campion gets out of there. The save, that was a scary one. You are so close to certain death there, my friend, but able to get out with their life. Teal Seam looking up, holding down this A short as Project A looking out, put their efforts back towards B.
Platinum inching their way towards the top of B main. Owl drone in hand. The Loud Boy gonna be heard by quite a bit of people from Teal Seam. And look at that, you can already see the bodies flooding through, a double flank potentially to be seen.
Larry Banks able to take one out on the site, but Project A managing to storm the site, but instead pushing through. We saw this last time going on to A, pushing through and trying to catch somebody out coming over from C, not committing over on B despite having control of the site. Yoshi outside of door is going to be able to find just underscore in, pushing out there, put Teal Seam in a fantastic advantage. Project A only has 15 seconds left. Maybe B wasn't where you wanted to be planting the spike, but it's going to have to do, and at least just out of harm's way of Yoshi's op here. They do have a little bit of utility to try and close down these angles, but still going to be a little bit of a tricky one.
Platinum, though, going for a full rotate around, might be able to potentially catch off those inside of C. Fletcher above the snake bite, avoiding almost all the utility.
Ooh, Fletcher able to find at least one. And here it is, Platinum. 3v1 situation. Yeah, he had the flank, but Flya sticking the DPs there. Doesn't pop around the angle just in time. It was a risky flank, but being a little too slow on it is not going to pan out here.
Holy moly. I mean, that's a tough position for Project A to be in. You could definitely tell, given the positions and the rotate potential, Project A, I think we're inching towards C. It's very rare to see a B to C play from the backside. So A definitely could have been on the cards as well, but there was a double flank called out by Larry Banks when they were taking down all the same. That being said, though, a refresh again. Sides have swapped for overtime again. The Viper Orb to go down, denying a line of sight for anyone playing in long. Flya, though, in company, holding B main. Campion can't find the opening shot. They don't have any armor to work with.
But at least the op shot being able to scare them off. Effort's going to be looking back towards A. There is a full setup there from Project A in terms of this Cypher, and hold up in heaven as well. So you're running right into utility. Make a little bit of noise. That's all it's going to be. We're going to go somewhere else.
Guiding Light is expelled from B main, doesn't find any info. That means it's safer towards that area. Campion holds the angle in garage as well. Anyone pushing through this doorway could very well be a target of Campion. But they dodge it just in time. No one's going towards...
Oh! Spoke too soon. The first time, the trigger discipline, but Yoshi crossing back into that is going to be going down. This point, you'll see trying to push through, but Fletcher holding it. Going to be denying that. But look, Bones with a big play here. Putting this to their advantage. There it is. He'll seem away. Only one person left. Only Cade to try and clutch this up to end this overtime nightmare. But no. 13-13. We're going for another round, baby.
Every time we get Haven. Every time.
So it's the Haven curse, honestly.
I mean, you know what? If there's any map to have such a long overtime on, I'm glad it's Haven. I think this is the most unique map in the game for strategy, right? Like, it's not even about gunfights. It's all about utility placement and rotations. That, yeah, you can get on other maps as well, but having 3 different spike sites allows so much more counterplay to be seen from both teams. And look at all this utility. The entire map is littered with Astra Stars and Cypher util and Viper walls all over from Teal Seam's side.
It's everywhere, and the utility coming out. Look at this, Project A looking toward this mid. Bones tries to hide in the corner, going to be caught out though. The spam through the wall, and Platinum is going to be able to take that down. Fantastic opening pick here. Cade trying to hold strong in garage, but look at this. Larry Banks going to be called out over in B as well. Project A has control of B site. Going to just go for that spike plant this time around and just go for every attempt to hold this site.
Sides held down pretty well. Rotate from Platinum's going to be gigantic though.
There's a fantastic lurk potential. Look at how many backs turn to him, but he's not even going to come down to that. Look at that, Fletcher just underscoring, be able to just hold down the site. No opportunity for Platinum to join the party there. Project A, 14-13, one more round in bringing this into a game 3.
Dang, Really nice work there. Again, the hold from Project A now. They take the lead in overtime. Teal Team on their own attack. They've done pretty well in doing so, as long as they can deny the rotate potential that Project A loved to bring out before. They might be able to bring this to 14-14, but Viper Wall for conditioning is down on side of A. Again, Campion with the op shot finds Yoshi, the entry maker, now gone. Another body to fall. This is looking like it might go to map 3.
Fantastic first couple of seconds here for Campion and being able to be followed up as well. Teal Team in a very difficult position. Only 2 agents left. There's so much time, but they just don't have this advantage. Look at this. Larry tries to post back onto B. Going to be called out by the recon dart. Tries to at least wide swing around the corner. Catch Silva still in the utility, but not going to be to any avail. It's Cade 3K against 5K at this point, against the whole world to try and not let this go into Icebox.
Cade needs to get the reverse ace. The jump down, the audio was heard. That might already be a nail in the coffin. Campion rotating around. Has that garage and CT hold here. 43 seconds left. Cade has some options, but just not a lot. They jump up towards garage. There's a one to the immediate right.
You can take these fights one by one, but it's not going to be this time around. Project A going to be able to win this in overtime, which means we're going to a map 3. This was such a well-played match. And it honestly, it went so back and forth. I couldn't have even said which way I thought it was going to go. It was so well fought, but I'm excited to see a match 3, like a map 3 between these two, because I felt like this was really well paired.
This is such an even matchup between both teams, and I mean, when it comes down to it, it feels like at times so much counterplay is coming through. The general strategy, of course, is my bunny ears are like falling off. The general strategy, of course, is there, but overall, both teams have done a great job counter-strouting each other, especially on Haven. I don't know what to expect on Icebox. I think we're going to see double Viper play, and already Flya has the small advantage of playing Viper already from map 2, and it's just such an unorthodox agent to see now in the current meta of Valorant, and I really loved what they were bringing out to just deny 2/3 of the map almost at all times.
Yeah, honestly, Icebox should be Flya's playground. We are going to go to a quick little break, though, because Keg needs to fix his bunny ears. So don't go too far. We're going to be right back with map 3.